A rule that's been in place for 25 years just got changed, and the trading world is going a little bit crazy about it. I've seen the headlines and I've read the comments, and honestly, a lot of what's being said is missing something important. Because this change doesn't just affect day traders, it affects anyone running short-term option strategies, anyone managing a position intraday, anyone who's ever had to make a decision based on a trade limit, instead of what's actually right for their account. So in this video, I want to cut through the noise, walk you through exactly what changed, what didn't, and what it actually means for the kind of structured, rules-based option trading I teach. Because the answer might surprise you. Hi, I'm Amy Meissner. I've been trading options for over 20 years. And the strategies I've developed are market neutral, rules-based, and short duration, typically held anywhere from about a few days to a week. I'm not a day trader in the traditional sense. I'm not scalping stocks. I'm not sitting in front of screens reacting to every candle. But the pattern day trader rule has affected many option traders with smaller accounts, more than most people realize. And now that it's changing, there's something important I want to share that nobody else seems to be talking about. Quick note, if you want to go deeper into one of the main weekly strategies I trade, I put together a free PDF that walks through how it's structured and how it works. The link is in the description below. But first, let's talk about this rule. The pattern day trader rule, or PDT rule, has been around since 2001. It came out of the dot-com bubble. In the late 1990s, online trading exploded. Anyone with an internet connection could trade stocks from home, and a lot of people got into serious trouble, trading with borrowed money, taking huge risks, blowing up their accounts. So the regulators stepped in, and what they came up with was this. If you have a margin account under $25,000, making 4 or more day trades in a 5-day window would trigger pattern day trader designation. So practically speaking, smaller accounts were limited to about 3 day trades in that window. Go over that limit and your account can be flagged, restricted, or in some cases, frozen for 90 days. The idea was to protect smaller traders from themselves, and in theory, that makes some sense. But in practice, it created a different set of problems. And for a lot of traders, it got in the way of doing the right thing. That's what makes what just happened so important. The SEC has now approved a change that effectively phases out the old system. Here's what's going away. The $25,000 minimum, gone. The limit on day trades for smaller accounts, gone. And the PDT designation itself is being phased out. What's replacing it is a risk-based intraday margin framework. Instead of simply counting trades, brokers will look at the actual margin exposure in the account. Some brokers may monitor this in real time, while others may handle it differently during implementation. Now, this isn't fully live everywhere yet. FINRA has issued its regulatory notice, and the effective date is June 4th, 2026. Brokers that need more time can phase in implementation over as long as another 18 months. But the minimum account requirement when brokers do implement, potentially around $2,000, down from $25,000. That's a significant shift for millions of smaller accounts. Now, here's where I want to go in a different direction than most of the coverage. The story being told right now is great news for day traders. Small accounts can now trade freely. And look, I understand why people are excited. There's a top YouTube comment with 455 likes that literally says, "I'm almost in tears, finally something for the retail trader." That's real. That emotion is real. But for me and anyone trading shorter duration options, this is a little different. I don't teach day trading. That's not what I do. That's not what my strategies are built for. The approach I use is market neutral. I'm not betting on direction, and I'm not trying to catch a momentum move in the first 5 minutes. My trades are typically held for a few days to a week. So I was never really relying on the PDT rule to trade more frequently. Frequency was never the goal. But here's where this change actually does matter, and I think it matters for a lot more people than are talking about it. It's about trade management. With short-term option strategies like mine, there are moments where a position needs attention. Maybe something shifts in the market and I want to reduce risk. Maybe the trade has done what it was supposed to do and I want to take quick profits. Or maybe I need to adjust the structure of a position intraday. Under the old PDT rule, any of those actions could count as a day trade depending on how the position was adjusted or closed. And for traders with accounts under $25,000, that created a real problem. Because if you already used 3 of your 4 trades that week, you'd have to make a choice. Do I manage the position the right way, or do I hold it and hope things turn around? That's not really a clean trading decision. That's a rule influencing the decision at exactly the moment when risk management should come first. And that kind of friction, it changes behavior. It makes people hold longer than they should, and that's exactly backwards from good risk management. In the past, I've taught ways to work around that, including techniques like boxing in trades when appropriate. So traders weren't forced into that kind of decision just because of the PDT count. But those workarounds added complexity. With this change, traders can manage positions more freely and adjust when needed. Take profits when the trade has done its job, exit risk when it makes sense, not when the clock says it's allowed. So this is less about trading more and more about being able to manage trades correctly. Now, I want to be direct about something. More flexibility doesn't mean more protection from consequences. The PDT rule existed for a reason. Rapid-fire trading without a clear process can do real damage to a small account. If you're taking this news as a green light to trade in and out all day, I'd encourage you to pause. The edge doesn't come from frequency, it comes from having a process, following it consistently, and managing risk with discipline, regardless of account size. That's true at $5,000, and it's true at $500,000. Just to set expectations, this isn't happening overnight. The rule becomes effective in June 2026, but brokers may take time to fully implement it, potentially up to 18 months. Some brokers will move fast, especially those competing for active traders, but others will take longer. So check with your specific broker on timing, but the direction is clear. It's moving forward. And this is where it starts to matter in practice. If you've been following my truck series videos, you've already seen what a structured rules-based strategy can do in a real account. Real trades, real capital, and how that consistency builds over time in actual market conditions. That's where this kind of flexibility really starts to matter. If you want to go deeper into how I structure and manage a trade like this, there's a free PDF in the description below that walks through one of my core weekly strategies and how it's put together. It'll give you a clearer picture of how this actually comes together in practice. If this was helpful, you can subscribe for more. Talk soon.